Darf ich abkassieren? 100 Kronen.
Kids and family.
Yeah. All the drivers are coming up for a meeting. I think they all deserve a round of applause. The brand name on most of these is Ape. I don't know if that's all of them or just most of them.
They're sheep once you go inside the gate.
Okay. This guy looks like he's lost. Where, oh where is my little lamb? There he is. I found him. See a little bit of a windmill over there. I'm going to do a panoramic here. I'm on top of the defensive mound. And this is the aerial view of the castle. Thatched roof area, the area where all those ape vehicles came through. That's where I was just a couple minutes ago, way on top of that hill. Looks like they might have some archery practice here. I remember that from summer camp. Here's another look from the outside, from another angle. And this sheep here, he poses for people. Looks like he's tethered there, so he can be controlled to pose for people, for pictures. Such a beautiful place. Okay, now you're in the shot. He's a good sheep. He stands there and poses all day long. He's on a long tether, so he can go down to the lake, get something to drink if he wants. Beautiful flowers and buttercups in bloom. Beautiful day. Started out a little bit cloudy. Looks like they're setting up a stage. They're going to have some kind of entertainment here at some point for some event. They host wedding parties here, among other things. One more angle of the castle before we leave. It's 1:59 and the bus leaves at 2 o'clock, so after this shot ends, I'll be on my way to the bus.
We will do some sightseeing now, tomorrow morning. But then we will leave Denmark for Oslo. So I will... Greenland is on this peninsula where we are now, but also the Faroe Islands and Greenland. The sun. That's the evil side. The sun side is more pleasant because the sun warmed this part up. During the winters, imagine to sit in the church for hours and hours when it was cold. It was at least a little bit more pleasant on the southern side because this side was warmed up by the sun. 1536, very good. But during the Catholic, it's a long Catholic period. During the communion, when the wine was sent to the blood of Christ and the bread, and the bell would ring when that miracle happened. Yes, that is also in Catholic churches you see that because they are votive gifts given from seafarers, seamen, merchants who maybe ended up in the storm and then survived and were. Now we have these two here to remind us of that this once was a Catholic church on an island where most of the men were at sea. Was never paid. And you're really a fool if you do something big somewhere that in the fool's hat there are little not bells. Bells, these are little sort of rattles. Chimes? Yeah, you see them? Yes. What rattles? Yeah. Yeah. And that they would, the sound from when you ring the bell, when that miracle happens, that would be the sound from these little churches from the 1100s. And it wasn't placed here. Originally, they had it when you entered, because you couldn't enter a church if you weren't a Christian, and you weren't a Christian until you were baptized. But now it's placed here because it's used, because this is a church that is in use today. More useful than saint statues, right? But there were a lot of saint statues made of wood, and they disappeared. And this is really quite amazing. In these three Lutheran Catholic countries on the continent, because on the continent, here they disappeared. And this is also amazing. When churches like this were restored in the 1920s, 1930s, they started to restore old churches all over Scandinavia. These papistic habits. Remember that part? So then, they converted, of course, because they needed well, yes, a Lutheran church, because then the priests could preach in Danish. And then they needed a pulpit. And they also could preach in their native languages. But obviously, they didn't understand it that well. So probably a priest, so the painter who made this, he couldn't read nor write. Because ordinary people couldn't read nor write in those days. So probably the priest said, well, it says here that Christ got a thorn in his head, and it was painful. So thorn, that side, thorn, right? Pain, sword.
Hourglasses to keep the preacher on time.
So, turn your receivers off.
It's Germany over there.
So I hope you join me on a little walk down to the beach.
We're all lined up facing this way and posing.
They got their back to the wind.
Oh, is that right?
And then they're over here.
Oh no, I
The
think
strip of land over here is Germany. And the cows are moving.
They're on the move. Queen Anne's nice. Wow, is this beautiful or what?
Me make fire. Me caveman with flintstone. Or me make arrowhead too. And here we are at the cliffs. And Germany is in the distance there. And Charlotte said she talked to a young man who's doing his thesis on how the Nazis occupied this island during World War II, and that makes sense because we're so close. Here's a piece of flint. Here's a piece of flint. Oh, the sharp edge, yeah. That's cracked. Yep. Well, I hope somebody has a pack of matches because we're not having much luck making fire with this flint. Grain, but it definitely looks like grain.
We do have two different kinds of snakes. Big and Scandinavian. But most of them have been destroyed. The seafarers, for instance, they took these big stones and they used them to build wave breakers and piers and things like that. But there must have been a lazy farmer, because this is valuable farmland also. But some lazy farmer obviously thought it was easier to sort of plow the land around the passageway instead of removing the stones, luckily. Of dirt, so different fashions in houses, grace, and the same way to bury their dead. Tell me when you're ready with the counting.
Can you keep all your hands up, everybody?
Okay, are we ready?
Now pat your head.
Good, okay. No, stop it there. Really. So tomorrow on our way to Copenhagen, I will tell you about how to behave on the ferry.
The bell is ringing for an hour because of Pentecost.
Talk about being the fall and rise, because at one point, obviously,
This building had all the effect of putting this town back on its feet this and this pink car
Louisa and I bought it in Berlin.
bought in Berlin 15 years ago.
When Louisa
And
started the first
wedding companies were
2008, was it? Yeah.
2008 first wedding company,
Sports car is clearly the thing to use as our kind of company image, so we did.
and this was a logo type thing.
The main Danish broadcasting company kind of got the idea that they wanted to.
100 volunteers cleaned up this building and got the wedding room ready.
But it'll also see the house there. For a year, the guy who owned it had been, to be fair, let him have it for a £1 rent or something. He said actually he was not interested in continuing the arrangement. So my wife gave me a dark look, which I've now come to recognise, and said that somebody's going to have to buy this. Luckily an American friend agreed to share the risk, so me and him did buy it. We've now made it into a company, and all the locals have bought in, which is great. But initially you needed 2 of us to kickstart it. We're doubtless they'd have been put in a cellar somewhere and forgotten where. Anyway, the manager of the bank, bless him, said these belong in Aero, and in the dead of night, me and him carried them. Here they are. He said he got a little badge on just to make sure we're not being illegal, so he actually says lent by Nordea. Professionals who are living in a third country. To explain that, on what is today, Saturday, it was yesterday, Friday, we had a Venezuelan and an Australian who lived in Dubai who came here to get married. That's quite typical. We get a lot from the United Arab Emirates, and the reason is that A, they can't even hold hands in public unless they're married, and B, there is simply no place on earth, apart from Las Vegas and here, where they can come and get married. And here just is a little bit more classy and respectful. And simple, they do it very well in English, German, or whatever they require. And then we normally, as part of our service, we have flowers all around, and a bottle of champagne and chocolates and cakes and so forth if they want. And often then go downstairs and have a reception. A lot are simply the couple just running away from home or coming for a quick wedding. But we also get maybe half nowadays are actually with a party, and they fly in from all over the place. The sailors, especially in Marstal, took a shine to them. And virtually every house in Marstal, and many here, which had a sailor in it, have these dogs in. Fine. However, remember the husband of the house was probably away for a year, sometimes more than a year at a time, sailing, and the girls got lonely. So the dogs came to have a special message. If the dogs are pointing in, like these are, then it means the man of the house is at home and kindly do not call. However, if the dogs are pointing out, it means yippee, he's away. Go on in. I won't let Louisa have any dogs for obvious reasons.
This is the 4th painting.
If you arrange yourselves in a kind of eye-pleasing group over there, will be good. And behind there's a lovely big garden as well. My mean wife forced me and my American friend to buy it 5 years ago. It was in bad shape. As you can see now, I mean, I'm not kidding, I used to wake up at 3 o'clock every morning in a cold sweat about this place. It's huge. Repairing anything in Denmark costs a fortune. This is the
These buildings are from 1777.
What we'd love to do is to turn it into a centre for, we have a great jazz festival here in the beginning of August, so we'd love concerts, exhibitions, but above all, big weddings. We'd love somewhere to put 100 people in. This would be fantastic. Like that stuff. He actually runs a company called...
Yeah, might be a wedding party here.
It was going to rain all day today. Yes. And now it's been just so beautiful. If you'd like milk in your tea, it's here. And there's milk over there for the coffee, and the napkins here. Have a look. The biscuits you just take.
Oh, spiral. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No, that you've been there. La Sagrada. You know, buying a machine. And we might be able to use 2 dryers.